It's a tough time of year. This is a day sailor and a 23-foot Aquarius. Piles of snow. What's going on in here? Anything? All wrapped up. Oh, there he is. All right, Stu. Hi, Aquarius fans. This is my 1978 Aquarius 23-foot 7.0 model. And it's a little different than other Aquariuses, and I'll point out those differences. But it's been a tiresome year, and my vacation plans have been put on hold, well, indefinitely. And I have done a lot of work to this boat. And here it sits with grass growing around a trailer. And this is my family motto, Vera Secor. It means the truth I follow, or you should follow truth, which is what we all should do. And here's the boat. It's a little bit different mast than a lot, but some of the stuff that this has that others don't have is that I took the cable out for the jib and I put a rope in instead. Up top here I have a radar reflector, and it's got lights and stuff on it. Over here is new windows that went in, and you use a 3M tape, and it's pretty hard to knock these suckers out. So hopefully they last a long time. That is 1/8 inch plexiglass. I would have liked thicker. I got to find something to do with this old clock here. I don't know what to put there yet. A nice compass would be nice. Here's a Yamaha 4-stroke. It's in the water tub. I'll start this up for a second, a little bit later. And what I did here was I took this bilge pump. What is it, Stu? What is it, Stewie? Get him. It's okay, it's okay. Anyway, I put a quick disconnect here. This just pulls apart. It's the battery cable. I put the fuel pump here and this new style fuel line. I think it's good. This is an older Yamaha, 1999 or 2001. And there is a cat under there, isn't there? On this one, I put a bunch of parts. Let's see. Shh. Shh. Here is a new fuel pump right there. See, this has an extra line going through it, so that water cools the fuel pump, which gets hot because it's on a cylinder head. So this stops, I guess it stops vapor lock. Around over here in the carburetor, down underneath, it was leaking in this gasket down here. So that's been replaced. And up underneath here, I put a new timing belt on it. Stop it. So that's that. Here's the rudder. And I hear the cat, finally. And it's huge, right? This goes on here through these brackets. And you can pull it up. And you can pull it up. You guys are so annoying. Walter. Walter. Stewie, come on. All right, so back to the boat. So this stainless steel rod here goes through these 3 brackets, and you can pull the rudder up into a high position and a low position, which allows you to beach, but not completely beach because some of the rudder still sticks down. And the former owner bent one of these, and I did too because I forgot to pull a rudder up coming off the ramp. Right there is the pulley that you can use to pull this thing up, help you pull it up. Back over here on the motor bracket, this is an OMC motor bracket. It's good for 15 horsepower. It's not so much the horsepower I worry about, it's the weight, because this is over 100 pounds. It has a gas cylinder on it. And this plate is made out of marine plywood. I put it together myself. It's 3/8 pieces of marine plywood with a heavy layer of glass in between, and it makes a nice stiff board. I put a much larger one on the other side, and it's like really pretty solid mount right now. And this again was the bilge pump line, and I moved the bilge pump port to another location. I'll show you that in a second. And these things fit nice. So this goes into a gas tank that's underneath the settee, or underneath the seats, and this goes into the battery switch, or the battery bus bars I should say. This was added by me, this ladder. It's pretty nice, works well. And this right here is the new bilge pump line. This is a piece of plexiglass I had, a thick piece of plexiglass, and a stainless steel port. The other stainless steel thing I added here was the drain, cockpit drain. That's all in stainless steel now too. These are stainless steel bolts that are holding the plate that's on the other side on. All right, and as I work my way around, here's my pile of stuff. Some of the tools you need, and boxes of stainless steel and bungee cords and crap. These are the pumps for the dinghy right here. These had to get new hoses. This right here on the ground is my anchor and rode, and this whole bag assembly gets strapped in right over here on the boat. The anchor goes up here, and when you want to drop anchor, you just unclip it here, just drop it in the water, and the rope automatically falls out of the bag. One end is tied to the boat, of course, and it lets 100 feet of rope out all at once. So all you have to do is like get near shore, throw the anchor out. Even if you're in 20 feet of water or 10 feet of water, you're still not gonna move it. You're anchored pretty much. I like to get some new one of those things. The bumpers, they're all old and crappy. Maybe when Walmart goes on sale in the fall. Here we are, windows on this side again. For the Genoa that I have, I took some old parts, and I don't have a track, but I have this fair lead right here. There goes the cat. And I have this pulley right here for when the rope comes around, and I added this winch and this cleat are added. And see, the boat's opened up. Okay, I'll go in here first and show you some cool stuff. Okay, this is unlike other Aquariuses because most of them have a kitchenette right here that comes all the way down to the end of this box. But this doesn't. It has a nice bunk, and two people can lay out real nice, sleeping here and here. And you can even have two more people way up there. I'll go way up there first. Okay, right here is the V-berth, and this right here is the table that goes in the back. This I cut 1.5 inches off to make it narrow enough to fit in this spot, because storing that thing is a mess, because it's always falling over and hitting you on the feet. The old toilet I got rid of. I got this one in. This is a really nice one. Why? Because it holds 5 gallons, first of all. Second of all, you pump it with air, like that. You lift this up, you do your business, then you press the button to flush, so you could just listen. And then you pull this handle open to dump it. And then you could flush again if you want, because there's plenty of pressure, and wash your stuff down the drain. And it unclips real easy, and it has an arm that swings out, so you can dump it in the toilet easy enough. And then when you're done, this closes over, and a pillow goes back there and fills the whole thing out, and you have a nice big bed. And here's something I just added right here, was this curtain. Up above, right here, is a hatch that I put on. It's a Lumar hatch, and this is really, really nice. Much better than the original, because the original I couldn't squeeze through. I'm pretty broad-shouldered, but I can get through this one. And it's really nice to stand here and have somebody pulling in the sails while you're handing them down, or just to stand there and look around and be safe, knowing you're not going to fall out of the boat. All right. In another video, you saw that I changed the cable, and the cable I changed is back here under there. Hope you can see that. Behind that little 4-inch cap is the cable for the centerboard, and this is the centerboard winch. Several years ago I took this apart and painted it all up, so it looks good. And let's see, I come around here, this is new carpet. I cut this out of rubber backed carpet runner that I got from Home Depot, and I put a seam right here. You can see the seam by my feet, goes right there. And so that worked out nice. So it's got a carpet, it's rubber back, so it's heavy enough that it just stays on the ground. Underneath here, you can see I painted this one cover red because there's the battery under there. I relocated the battery from the back of the boat for better weight distribution to right here. So here's the battery. This is a battery box I made out of plywood and fiberglassed it all together and painted it black and bracketed it and screwed it in and reinforced everything. And then I ran these heavy wires back to the bus bar in the back of the boat. I also put a second battery in the back of the boat and have them both connected to this switch right here, which I'm going to put it on the smaller battery. The bigger battery is battery 1, smaller battery 2. All right. Here is my navigation equipment, radio and stuff. There was a bird's nest in there, so I got to clean that out. But turn that on right now, and it'll boot up. And right here is the radio. I can also turn that on. Turn it on, turn it on. Come on, how come you guys aren't going on? It's on battery 2. Everything on. Oh, okay, I had to turn it on. Okay, here we go. I had to turn the switch on from this panel. Alright, so Simrad should come right up and tell me right where I am. And this one here has everything on it. This is like the best. It's an AIS radio, and it receives data from other boats and it puts it on the GPS on the map, and it shows you all the commercial vessels around. If you call distress, somebody falls overboard or the boat's sinking, you open this up and you hit that button right there and walk away, and it's sending out a distress signal, and it'll locate you. You have emergency channel here, and you can scan and do all kinds of stuff with it. It's really nice. It's also registered to the boat, so when I call a distress signal, they know it's from Vera Sequoia. And I accept. So you can see right there, that's where we are. Alright, so that's the navigation system. I put this bracket in here so that when I'm sitting outside I could swing this around like that and look at where I'm going. At night especially, it's helpful. Alright, what's next? Oh, the cooler. I looked high and low to find a cooler, and all I could find is this crappy one. And I injected it full of foam, you can see, to give it a little more strength so I could actually step on it. I would love to find a better cooler that fits in the space. So I take this out, and behind it When I was replacing a lot of rotted wood here earlier in the year, I decided to go one better than what was here. So I put this door and these stainless steel barrel bolts and a handle, and I glassed all of this in, and here is a 12-gallon fuel tank that's pretty inflated right now, so I got to relieve some pressure. But it's a vented fuel tank. It won't let any vapors out. It'll rather expand like that than let vapors out. So it looks like it's safe there. I'm going to keep fenders on either side to keep it from flopping around. But 12 gallons, and that rubber hose that you saw, the blue one, there it is, goes out and keeps the motor on. All right. So that's that, and 12 gallons on that motor, running it like half throttle. It should run for quite some time. This is a mid-sheet boom. If you don't know what that is, your ropes are right here and your boom is up over here. So you can sit right here and control. You can sit right next to the cockpit and control the sail. Okay, here's the motor again. Right there, and here in here is a spare gas can, which is empty. A new floor. Right here, this new plywood floor. Over here is a reinforcing plate with an inverter, hot battery bus bars, and some connectors. A switch here, this toggle switch is for the auto tiller. And underneath this little black cover right here is the spare battery. Just made this up out of some scrap vinyl. So, and this is the dinghy motor, 2.5 horsepower Yamaha. This got a rebuilt carburetor this year. This was upside down in the water for several hours last year in fresh water. Took a while to get it cleaned out and fixed. And here is the bad boy right here. So let's see what happens. It's been weeks since I tried starting it, and so I'm going to press the button. Now this is on battery 2, which is the small battery, but it's small enough that it's 350 cold cranking amps. There it goes. So I'm making my way around the boat, doing this all in one take. Okay, so that's it inside. Rotted wood, navigation system, windows, McCluskey's varnish. Look what happened. This was last year. I didn't even go sailing, and all the varnish